Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Dappz Live. I'm your host, Dappz, with the all and powerful, mighty Ethan. And I mean, Baker Mayfield is a top 5 quarterback. Put some respect on this man's name. The Texans faced off against the Bucs last night, and we learned again, Baker Mayfield is him. Last night, he goes on an 80-yard drive at the end of the game to seal it for the Bucs against the Texans, who are very bad. Ethan, the Bucs, they've got Ibuka, they've got Evans, they've got the 1-2 of Rashad White and Bucky Irving. Their pass rush got hurt last night with the Kancey injury, but where does this team rank as far as 2-0 teams right now?
You know, every single year we doubt the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're like, oh, they're a fringe top 15 team. But in reality, they're as competitive as any of them. Baker Mayfield is just a winner at this point. We have to, besides his little Brown stakes, he's been winning since high school. So let's not doubt his ability anymore. He single-handedly led that drive for 80 yards. Like, he was breaking tackles, he was moving the ball, he was getting first downs, he was making great throw after great throw. Tampa, it's not a threat to make the Super Bowl, but they're not a team you want to see in the playoffs.
No, they're gritty and they're annoying and they stay in games and they can run the ball and they play defense, and Baker is just, he's that guy. He's that guy who I think fans appreciate because he never gives up, right? He goes from the Browns to the Panthers to the Rams. Now he's on the Bucs. This guy has been disrespected by every front office in the league except for Tampa Bay. With Burrow out, does he sneak into the top 5 quarterbacks in the league?
No, top 5. He's not there yet. I don't think he'll ever be there, but he's closer to like that Matthew Stafford where you're just like, no, not a top 5, but a certified legend.
If you had to guess right now, who has the most passing touchdowns in the league?
Well, I would probably say it's Baker Mayfield again. I mean, Baker Mayfield airs that ball out. That old Josh Light offense was electric, so I think he probably has the most touchdowns throwing.
He is tied for second. Number 1 is Jared Goff, tied with Lamar Jackson, 6 touchdowns. Champagne Robert, Josh Jacobs, or Jonathan Taylor? Champagne, I think that's obvious right now. Jonathan Taylor looks absolutely insane. He had 170 yards on the ground. I think he had 200 yards total. Absolute beast. And this guy on Twitter had predicted that he was going to be the Saquon Barkley of this year. And listen, I don't think anybody should really be surprised at this. Jonathan Taylor was amazing as soon as he came to the league. Then he got hurt, right? And then everybody got worried. And can he stay healthy, right? But I'm a big Jonathan Taylor guy. I'm a big believer. I can't see the Colts continuing this with Daniel Jones, but we'll see. And also, he's the top 3 in rushing yards in the last 4 years, Ethan. So it's Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's been dependable as it gets for all these years. Besides him getting hurt that one year, he's always a top 10 guy. I remember him back in Wisconsin. They were talking about him being a generational talent, and hasn't really fallen short of that. Like, if you keep looking at this track record, if he does this for 5 more years, he could be a Hall of Famer one day.
Moving to our next game. Well, I guess we're staying in game. The Texans are gross. Okay, let's get to the Texans. CJ Stroud, ever since the Lil Bro moment with Caleb Williams, he's been genuinely horrible. Ethan, you were high on CJ going in this season. What do you say now?
I am still very high on CJ, but I'm super low on the rest of that team. I knew the offensive line was going to be a problem, and they still are worse than I expected. But the defense, I mean, what's his name? The coach there from San Francisco is a defensive coach. If you look at that defensive line, they have 3 ex-Pro Bowlers. They have talent. They have Stingley. They have Petrie. They have Olajuwon. Like, they have a good defense, but I mean, Tampa Bay was just routing them up. Like, they were getting to the back. They were getting in the backfield, but they weren't taking Baker down.
I mean, listen, the Texans can barely run the ball with the Mixon injury. They have Nick Chubb, can't move laterally. CJ is bad. He's missing guys by 10 yards, ironically, like Caleb Williams. But is there still hope is the question for the Texans.
There isn't much hope if that offensive line doesn't get seriously better very soon. That run game was non-existent, but, that big run from Nick Chubb only happened because they were only rushing 3 at one point. So I don't see any miracles happening on the O-line in the next couple weeks. So I think they're kind of under wraps.
Okay, Ethan, I want to go through 0-2 teams, and I want you to tell me, is it going to be all right or is it not going to be all right?
Mm-hmm.
The Browns.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns are only 0-2 by a little bit, Like that first game against the Bengals, they could have easily won. It's not going to be all right, but no one expected it to be. So it's going to be better than expected, but they're not going to win over 5-7 games.
Dolphins, 0-2.
See, this is a team that can go either way. Like, they can come around and change the culture in their locker room with, like, one big firing of their coach, but it might take too long for that to happen. But I will say the Dolphins will be a second-half team. I don't think they have more than 5. No, I don't think they have less than 5 wins.
Do you like the Dolphins firing McDaniels over trading the Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs?
Yeah, because if they traded Tyreek Hill, they'd get nothing but a bag of rocks for him. No one's going to take that contract. No one wants that head case. But so if they get rid of McDaniels,
for Andy Reid.
No, I don't think Andy Reid's the guy. I think if any team Tyreek Hill goes to is the Baltimore Ravens. That would be the best spot for him. But firing McDaniels should change the culture, should put some fire under everyone's ass, especially Tua. And maybe a new coach comes in and starts Zach Wilson, and that could help a lot.
My New York Jets.
I'm surprised the Jets are 0-2. I mean, I know the Bills loss was bad, but Fields got hurt and concussed. That first game, they looked pretty good. I mean, if Fields comes out and plays the way he did week 1, you guys are a 500 team.
Fringe playoff?
Very, very, very fringe.
How about them Titans?
Yeah, well, the Titans had no right of being a good team this year. They have nothing but a quarterback. Cam Ward, when he gets the opportunity, he looks really good. Like, he's been delivering. I know the 0-2 record overshadows what he's accomplished so far, but going later in the season, you'll start seeing a lot more hype for the guy, but they don't want to win games. They want a good pick, so they're going to keep losing.
Cam Ward has been sacked 11 times in 2 games. It's the most in NFL history by a rookie quarterback in their first 2 games. It's really unfortunate for Cam Ward because I'd like to see, is he actually good or not? And I don't think we're going to be able to see if he's good with this offensive line, this team, this play calling, this coaching. It's a shame. Sorry, Cam Ward.
Not bad.
Okay, let's move right along to the Panthers. 0-2.
Panthers need to be very, very nervous because they promised us the world. They got all this talent coming in. They traded, they added, they free agent signed.
They are bad.
They are so bad.
They are really
abysmal.
bad.
They came back at the end of the game last week, which really screwed my Cardinals -7. But, that team is terrible. I think that new ownership group needs to get ran out of town quickly because they have no control of this team.
Yeah, they're really bad. They're really awful to watch. They did put that comeback together. I think if you have a survivor pool, you should be whoever's playing the Panthers every week. That's who your survivor pick is. And the next team, the Saints, who I thought were going to get murked by. I don't want to say murked by the Niners because Mac Jones was in, but they still got murked. They did end up scoring a bunch of points though.
The Saints are the worst team in the league. They knew they're the worst team in the league. No team goes in with Spencer Rattler as a QB1 and expects to win. They should tank even harder. They should trade Kamara. They should let Olave rest the rest of the season with his 20 concussions. Let's just full out tank. That's the best move for the Saints. They don't deserve to win games, and they're not going to win games.
How about the Bears?
I like the Bears.
Stop it.
Like Caleb Williams.
Why? What do you like about him?
Because their main flaw is their defense is ass and their offense is too complicated. So how about we just ease up the offense, make them stay on the field longer than freaking 3 plays every quarter, and I think the defense will have more time. I honestly expect the Bears to win a lot of their next couple games.
I saw a compilation of cuts from the Bears' first game, not the last one, and it just made me believe that Caleb Williams really is trash. And the reason for that is he doesn't go through he's going through his progressions, and then he's making a throw, and it's a horrible throw. It's 5 yards underthrown. It's 5 yards overthrown. He's just missing guys. And John Gruden on Barstool recently said he's extremely inaccurate based on statistics. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks, if not the most inaccurate, since he got in the league. And that's not the most easy thing to coach up.
I see where his take is coming from, but if you watch him just practice or just make the easy throws, like that ball is very crispy. If they just made a lot less complicated, too much pre-snap movement, too much like XYZ progressions, just simple plays for a young quarterback will help that team win games.
We have Z in the comments says Jacoby Myers for Jordan Love. How do you like that trade?
Ship Jacoby. He's not part of that offense anymore.
Ship Jacoby. If you can get J Love for Jacoby, do it, is what he says. Okay, let's move along to a team that I kind of actually like, the New York Giants.
Yeah, the Giants are a surprising 0-2 team because last week they had that game in the bag. They're not the worst team. I actually think at the end of the season they'll be ahead of the Cowboys in the rankings. They're not a playoff team, but eventually when Jackson Dart starts getting into those games, it'll be a team to watch.
Well, I mean, listen, they definitely could have beat the Cowboys. Someone said they should have beat the Cowboys. All they had to do was kick a field goal on that last drive. Russ throws an interception. They absolutely got smacked by the Commanders the previous week. Mm-hmm. They didn't look good, but the team that I saw last week was wildly different than the team that I saw the first week.
But for an 0-2 team, you can see you're not interested. Malik Neighbors, super talented. Jackson Dart could be good, and that defensive line of Thibodeau and Brian Burns, like, they have the potential to turn this around.
I don't know how you even bring up Jackson Dart though yet, because Russ puts almost a 40-piece up against the Cowboys. Looks amazing with Neighbors. Neighbors drops 40 points. Do you know who has the most passing yards in the league right now?
It's got to be Russ. He had almost 500 yards last game, but it's good that Russ is playing well. So now when Jackson Dart comes in, it won't be forced. It'll be the right time.
And this is maybe the craziest statement I'm ever going to make on the show. The top 3 passing leaders in the NFL right now are Russell Wilson, Daniel Jones, and Jared Goff. Wow. This is the world we're living in.
Wow.
Now let's finally move to our favorite 0-2 team in the entire world, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs should be very nervous right now. They need to retool that offense. The past 2 years, that offense has been just boring and dead and relying on the defense. And I know that's good because you have Patrick Mahomes who can bail you out of games, but now the defense is not doing that. So you need to bring in talent, you need to make moves, and you need to change the culture. I know the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs this year. I know they're going to turn it around, but like making the playoffs is not good enough when you're a dynasty. When you're a dynasty, you need to be dominating teams. I think if Mahomes, after week 4, and they get Rashee Rice back, and he goes undefeated the rest of the way, he will win the MVP. So if we can get an MVP Mahomes in form, then the Chiefs are a Super Bowl team again. If not, they're fucked.
Do this trade Chase Brown and Travis Kelce for CMC and Ridley, Nolan asks. So it would be trading Christian McCaffrey and Calvin Ridley for Chase Brown and Travis Kelce. Who's winning in that trade?
I mean, Travis Kelce's, not a top 5 tight end anymore. He's probably like.
What's crazy is if he caught that pass and didn't get intercepted, he would be a top 5 tight end.
I wouldn't, because I don't see the upside in Calvin Ridley, so I would probably stay put. Because also Chase Burns is going to get a lot of carries and catches because he's only running back there, and Jake Browning is not reliable to throw the ball.
Yeah, and they actually put a statistic out of when Burrow got hurt last time and Chase Browning came in, and believe it or not, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase's stats, their fantasy points, did not go down that much.
Yep.
So don't be worried. This is not the time to, hit the red button. If you have Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, or T. Higgins, the Bengals can still score points, and if they go down big, they're going to have to pass the whole time. So let's move along to my favorite subject, a recurring subject in football over the last 10, 15, 20 years. Tom Brady's cheating. Again, surprise, surprise. Deflated those footballs. Spygate, Communicate Gate, Deflate Gate. I mean, how many gates do you have to have before somebody goes, these Super Bowls don't count? Last night featured another banger of a game that I flew to in Las Vegas for I don't know why I went to this game. Chargers 20, Raiders 9, complete snooze fest. It was the worst game I've ever seen. Geno Smith sucks. I cannot believe I went to watch him. He started the game off with a pick. He ended the game with a pick. He threw another pick in between all of that. Khalil Mack annihilates his left arm, but the real story of the game, Tom Brady in the coaching booth for the Raiders. The guy gets unfettered access to teams leading up to game day on the call. He had Philly and Kansas City this week. Ethan, is Tom Brady a filthy fucking cheater?
In the words of the great, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Tom Brady is doing what he always has done. He's been a no good, nasty little cheater, and I respect that. You want to win that bad, you go to those dark pits, and you come out as Tom Brady. being in the booth, it's just flat out illegal. If you're an owner and you have all this leverage and all this like odds, he can make a phone call and call another owner right now and find all the facts about your team, and you can go in the booth and exploit that. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I don't see Jerry Jones with a headset on.
It doesn't matter. Tom's going to do whatever he wants. He's going to change the rules. Listen, this already happened. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, maybe this is too old for you, the tuck rule, all right? That didn't exist until Tom Brady instituted it. The Raiders played the Patriots. I believe this was 0-1 in the playoffs. Brady fumbled. The game was over. They magically said, no, Tom Brady was actually a forward pass. We're going to give the ball back to the Patriots. What do the Patriots do? They continue the drive. They kick a BS field goal, and they stay in the game, end up winning that game. They didn't deserve that. They shouldn't have that Super Bowl. I'm not arguing with a bunch of heathens in the comments. But, RJ Hart says, but they didn't win. But they didn't win. I'm going to go to Cameron real quick. He says, Debo for Chuba. So would you trade Debo for Chuba right now? I think that's a pretty fair trade. I think Debo and Chuba are both playing pretty well.
Yeah, that's a push for me. Like, if you need a receiver, you need a running back. They both are interchangeable. None of them are
it's
going
just really what your roster needs.
Yeah, none of them are going to win you the league. None of them are going to lose you the league.
We're going to move along to my favorite sport, the sport I hate the most, baseball. And my New York Mets are a disgusting franchise. The Phillies have officially punched their ticket to the postseason with an extra innings win over the LA Dodgers. The Mets are once again a pathetic excuse of a franchise. Ethan, do you keep up with baseball at all? Are you on to what's going on right now?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm knees deep in baseball. I mean, I know it's football season right now and it's kind of hard to concentrate, but like, who doesn't love some good old America's pastime? I am disappointed in the Mets. I thought this was actually going to be a good Mets season, but you know, it's Mets fashion to be bad when they're supposed to be good and good when they're supposed to be bad. So you know.
It's such Mets fashion, and the crazy thing too is that everybody in New York has been ridiculing and criticizing Juan Soto and his contract all year, and he's about to set a record. There's a statistic of players who have hit over 40 home runs, stolen over 32 bases, and been walked 118 times. It's Juan Soto and Barry Bonds, and that's it. And Barry Bonds did it twice. So the company that he keeps, this is why you pay this guy the money that you pay him. But the Mets are just a tragic dumpster fire that doesn't belong to be in the playoffs. We are currently 1.5 games over the Arizona Diamondbacks, 5 games behind the Padres. We lost 8 games in a row last week. And there's only 7 days in a week, Ethan. So they are an absolute shit show. I'm so sick of this team. This is a team, both of these teams, blue and orange, that I fly across the country to go watch, spend a bunch of money, and then feel nauseous as I leave the stadium because they never win. It's being a Mets, Jets, Knicks fan, I wish this upon no one. All right, Ethan, you don't know what it's like. All right, I believe you're a Heat fan.
No, I'm not. I don't have a basketball team. I'm a.
You don't have
it.
Well, okay, well, you're from, pretty close to Miami. I'm sure you're rooted for some of those teams. I don't get that. I don't get any wins from any teams. Was born in '88. Have not seen one championship from any of my teams. We're gonna take another comment. Eli's asking Lad McConkey for Marvin Harrison Jr. Test on me, go Phillies. Do not comment ever again here. I swear to God. All right.
No, you definitely go Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison's a way better
player. Like Marvin Harrison over Lad?
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that all of these quote-unquote fantasy experts have Lad McConkey not way over Marvin, but he was, I would say.
Yeah, he was going over?
Yeah, he was going Marvin consistently. And now nobody has accounted for Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston taking up all of this target share from Herbert. And by the way, I don't think that goes away. Like, Herbert looks like he's in sync with Johnston, and he's in sync with Keenan Allen. So that is going to be completely spread out every game. Listen, Lad will get his games, but he is not going to be the guy who's getting 10 receptions a game. Not happening.
No, Lad's a talented player. He's going to have a good season. He's a good player, but Marvin Harrison could be a star.
Marvin Harrison might be a star, but little Kyler, he's got little legs, and they don't work sometimes, I'm telling you. We're going to move right along to Ken Rosenthal is an asshole, and he's little. And he's little. just like Kyler. Another team that have punched their ticket to the postseason, the Milwaukee Brewers, who the Mets destroyed last year, celebrated with a little Gatorade shower, and there was some collateral damage in the mix. Roll the tape. Oh, there's Ken Rosenthal.
He is little.
He smashes into his producer, and then he mean mugs him. And then he looks at him like, what the hell is wrong with you? I don't know what that producer did to Ken. I don't know what he did to Ken to get that look like it was somehow his fault. It's absolutely nuts that a guy in a bow tie can make that face. What an absolute piece of garbage. What is this guy supposed to do, Ethan?
Dude, all these short guys are just evil people. They have nothing good for them. They're just sad, mad, and disappointing. It's like the little guy energy is bad. Just bad for the world.
Was it expected for him to not be 4 feet within your 4-foot frame? You know what I mean? I don't know why they hired this grumpy dwarf, but that's what they did. We're going to take a couple more comments if we can zoom in. I got Zach here. Says, picking up Isaiah Likely, dropped Evan Ingram. Thoughts? Zach, I have Evan Ingram in one league, and he's an absolute disaster. I think he has 1.7 points through 2 weeks. I don't know what to do because Bo Nix looks great, and I do believe Evan Ingram can come along, but also Mark Andrews, by the way, needs to be cut. He needs to be cut from the team. He drops that huge ball in the playoffs last year, which is so catastrophic for a franchise because now all your fans are going to remember that. Last week, he caught a touchdown, and it ended up not mattering, but he caught a touchdown, stepped down twice. One of the Browns defenders knocked the ball out, so it arguably could have been a touchdown, but Mark Andrews technically drops another one. Get rid of Mark Andrews.
Get him out of here.
I don't like it. Bama Heatbreaker says, I went Quentin Johnson over Ladd. That was smart. Christian says, should I do this? I get Lamar and Malik, and he gets Jaden Daniels and Gibbs. Get Lamar and Malik. Get Lamar and Malik all day. And mainly why I say this is because Jaden's slightly injured right now, so like you don't want to play that game if you don't have to. We're going to move to the next segment, which is pole vaulting.
Yes.
Ethan's favorite subject.
Yes.
Pole vaulting is insane. Absolutely insane. Yesterday, the flying Swede, Armin Duplantis, broke the world record for the men's pole vaulting jump with a successful 6.3 meter jump.
Wow.
And we're going to watch it right now. Check this out.
Wow.
Watch that man go, mama. Holy moly. Ethan, is pole vaulting kind of tight?
Dude, this is electric, man. I love when a guy knows how to
Oh my
work
God,
a
look
pole.
at the man hug after, like, with the legs wrapped around another
man.
dude.
That guy's good with the pole. I love this. This is good sportsmanship.
This is a wild celebration right now.
Dude, this has more fans than any WNBA game. Like, why aren't we watching this instead?
I mean, the energy, though, like, this guy's climbing into the stands. This is a big moment.
Dude, there's got to be 100,000 people in this.
I mean, not that I know nothing about pole vaulting, but I didn't know. Look at the crowd, number one. Look, this is an insane crowd for this, right? And number two, like, they are happy for him. He's happy. He's flexing, right? I mean, listen, here you go. This man is now in the history books, though, right? Which is pretty cool. So that's over 2 stories high if you're American. If you're American, or 21 feet. That was a really, really large jump. What do you think about this, Ethan?
Dude, Armand Duplantis is one of my top 4 sports figures in the world right now. I am so proud of him. I'm going to go get a tattoo of his name on my chest.
Yeah, where do we get this Sweden jersey? I'd like to wear it on a show in the future.
Wow.
With this TDK on the back. That's pretty impressive. We're going to take some more comments, guys. If anybody wants to chat fantasy, please throw your comments down below. Trade Crooked Lions says trade Tucker Kraft for Devontae Adams. That's interesting because Kraft is so hot right now, but I don't know if he can keep it up. Maybe he will. Devontae Adams looked great last week. He's got Stafford throwing to him.
Ship him.
Brock Bowers and Quentin Johnston for Neighbors.
Yes, Neighbors could be the best player in the league at the end of the year.
Neighbors could be QB1. Remember, like, if Russ is throwing to him this way, this is a big deal.
I can't name you another receiver on the Giants, and the only time you throw the ball is when you're down, and guess what? The Giants are always down.
Always down.
Always down.
Guys, remember, we have a full range of shows that we want you guys to watch. Please remember to subscribe to us, Dappz Sports on YouTube, where we produce the general managers every Tuesday. All right, if you want to talk fantasy, please jump over there. We do giveaways every single week. The cookbook, if you're into gambling, join us Monday and Thursday nights. We're going to be going live pregame on Monday and Thursday Night Football. I think you're going to enjoy that. Ethan and I also chat every week about sports cards on our show called Up or Down. We give away a $200 sports card every single week. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment anything you want us to talk about in the next week's video, and we'll automatically enter you into the contest. And remember, don't forget to watch Dappz Live every single day, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. We are taking comments every single day. Is there any other comments that we want to look at, Dill, on the bottom? Anybody asking some questions?
JD said he could handle a poll.
JD said he could handle a poll. And then I have
I
here
gotta see
Jared
Tua
Goff
leave it,
or
JD.
Daniel Jones. It's so
Daniel
crazy we're
Jones.
asking that question on this show. Jared Goff or Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones is a mobile quarterback. He's going to finish the top 5 quarterback in fantasy.
You heard it from Ethan first, guys. Daniel Jones is a top 5 fantasy quarterback. That wraps Dappz Live today. I am your host, Dappz, the great and powerful Ethan. We will see you tomorrow, 12 p.m.